All right, welcome to Quarantine Theater Day 4. This episode is called Through the Looking Glass. You might have noticed I have a special guest host, my lovely wife Katrina.
Hi, world!
Cheers. So sorry if this episode's not quite as good. Anyway, this episode is brought to you by wine. Thanks to our friend Tricky Dick for sneaking this to the hotel for us today. Wine. Faster than beer, slower than whiskey. For people who want to get hammered at a medium pace.
Thank you. Product placement.
All right, so today we are going to talk a little bit about what our daily life is like here in the quarantine prison. So I've asked Katrina to join me for this episode of Quarantine Theater so we could share a little bit about our experience living here at the Quarantine Hotel. So let's get started. Just so you know, part of the way that I killed time today was adding new transitions. So let's start by taking a look at our key to the outside. There it is.
It's so beautiful.
It's our only view of the outside.
Aside from our windows.
Yeah, but this is the way that we can actually get outside because we're on the 35th floor.
True that.
So this is our door, obviously, with our keyhole to look outside into the hallway. And really, this is where the most exciting things in our life happen right now. The important things that come through the door are food. So this is the meal that we had our very first night. Got back at about, 8:30, 8:45, and ordered about $25 worth of McDonald's. And had a bottle of whiskey there from Cambodia that we brought in, and man, was it good.
Thanks, duty free.
Yeah. All of our deliveries get dropped off at this little chair here right outside of our quarantine apartment.
Apparently the floor is not good enough.
No, which is fine. That's fine with me. It's very, very tiny. It's very, very small. It's probably, 6 inches off the ground?
They probably robbed the preschool next door
Yeah,
to
I
get
think
these
so.
chairs.
And that's where all of our deliveries come. So, our very first morning, we had a very important moment of truth. The test.
Our COVID tests.
So let's start with Katrina. Katrina, what do you remember about your test?
These very kind women came into our house and made sure that we were sitting down and took this giant cotton swab or Q-tip and jabbed to the back of my throat a few times. It was great. I coughed a little.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was mildly uncomfortable. But we survived, and we have not yet received our official test results, but they have not taken us to the hospital, so we are assuming that we are golden and we are COVID-free.
Yeah, none of our friends have actually gotten their test results, but they asked our school HR person who's been our lifeline through all this, 2 Rains, and apparently they both got negative tests, so I'm assuming that we did too, so that means we'd be out of here.
So good work.
Yeah, good job. Hopefully
COVID-free.
COVID-free. Don't jinx it. Next was my test. Shortly after Katrina's, I definitely gagged when I got my throat swabbed because it was way up in there and not comfortable. But yeah, so that was it. That was on Thursday morning at about 10 a.m. I think.
Sure.
Yeah, and so it is now Sunday at about 8 p.m.
Yeah, days.
So our life kind of revolves around cycles since then of getting temperature checked. So we have late breaking news, live footage of what a temperature check actually looks like.
All right, show it to us, Greg.
so for those of you who don't like flashy video, this is just a still shot of us doing temperature check, which we have to do every day at about 10 a.m. and 4 or 5 p.m. Normal is about, 36.2?
Yeah, that's where we are in the morning.
That's where I am.
It's really great. These lovely new friends of ours come visit us twice a day. They don't stay long, though, and it's hard to tell them apart because they're always wearing the same clothes.
All right, so a little bit about our room that you saw yesterday. So initially they said that we got the honeymoon suite, and when we got in, we kept finding
Confetti.
Yeah, and little hearts that were falling, but we didn't know where they were coming from. So if you look very closely into that picture, it's the air conditioner, and you can see that it's jam full of confetti and other things. And well, things have just been slowly falling out day
It's
by
like
day.
a surprise every day.
Yeah, but I just don't want to know where that surprise has been. That being said, when we got here, it was pretty dirty, and I freaked out a bit, and we made sure we got a mop, and I probably spent, 3 hours cleaning the floor.
Maybe 2.
I dry mopped it, and then wet mopped it, and then I went through the whole thing on hands and knees, just rubbing it down so there wasn't all streaky and gross. So thanks for Mom for teaching me how to clean a floor.
Surprise. I never knew he could do that.
I didn't know she could either, and I still don't. All right. Oh, this is a slow transition.
Here we go.
So every day, on the first day, when we were getting our temperature check, we realized that on the other end of the hallway from us are our friend Lydia and James. So if we open our doors at the same time, we can see people that we know.
And that has been a game changer on day 1. Just seeing other humans that we know, regardless of whether or not we can have actual contact with them. We know they're there. We can see them. And it has been great. Hi, Lydia. Hi, James.
Yeah, it's just like real life, and I gave you a little zoomed in picture here, and if you look closely, you can actually see them giving us the finger. Jerks.
Rude.
But that's not all. So just to take a look at what our cell block looks like here. So we are, wait for it. All right, we are in room 20 up here, and Lydia and James are across the hallway over here. Now, you may ask yourself, Greg, why did you circle number 1 over here?
Was it a mistake?
It wasn't a mistake. We know people who live over there, but as you can see, there's actually no hallway in between our rooms. So how do you see them? Well, I'll show you. Out the window. It might be kind of hard to see, but right there is a picture of Nina Gross waving.
Hi, Nina. Hi, Colin.
Now you may ask, Greg, how do you see them?
Greg, how did you see them?
Well, let me show you. I stand up
Wait for it.
and stick my head out the window.
Really safe.
Now you might notice this seems pretty high up, and indeed, we are on...
The 35th floor.
That's right. So I'm very careful when I stick my head out the window, but
Too much wine.
But fortunately, there are bars on the window to prevent us from escaping or plummeting to our death. Anyway, it's a pretty beautiful view, and actually, from our view, we can actually see most of Nansha and where we live, and we can't really see our school building, but we can see where it is. So right here in the second set of tall buildings, that's Shidai-Nanwan, or Ocean Times, which is where we live. And the second circle way off in the distance is where school is. I would say if we left the hotel, it would be, I don't know, a 15-20 minute walk home.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Depends how much luggage we have.
So we're pretty close to where we are.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I have. And over here, one day, it's free. But until then, the only way to stay sane is to talk with other people. So here we have us playing Drawful on our computer while we're video chatting with our friends, and on there you can see Lydia and James on top, us in the second slot, Colin and Nina in the middle, our friend Alicia.
Joined us from Italy,
I
where
know.
she has been quarantined for the past month.
Yeah, super happy fun time. And on the bottom, the notorious fugitive Whitwick, who we'll be talking to tomorrow as well.
There she is. Wanted poster, number 1, right there.
So that's it, everyone. Get excited for that CCTV News exclusive. And until then, stay safe. We love you all.
Bye, humans!